Chester was first founded in 70 AD as Diva Victrix by the Romans. So as you can imagine, it contains a very long and rich history. A lot of stories have been carried throughout the years. Stories of love, loss, and everything in between. That being said, welcome to Watergate Row, the home of several spirits from throughout the years.
Their sad ends and eventful lives on repeat for all to watch in this Roman city centre. We are about to take a journey to look upon the people who once lived in Chester, the people whose lives once created the heart of Chester, the people who are now forgotten memories of lost souls. We start in God's Providence House, the home of the Abraham family. You can see it stood across the opposite side of Watergate Row. You can also see the eldest daughter, Eve, deep in prayer. It's 1603 and a darkness is descending on Chester.
Our Father, who art in heaven.
As the plague starts to infest Chester, a wave of panic erupts. People begin to turn to anything they think may help, ranging from medicine to superstition, but none more powerful than the prayers cried out by the family of God's Providence House. As the plague sweeps through the homes of every family in Chester, the faith within God's Providence House never faltered. Countless men, women and children are losing their lives, resulting in mass graves throughout the city. The neighbours of the Abraham family begin to fall one by one, till there are few people left living in the homes of Watergate Row. Widowed mothers and orphan children are all that remain, except the faithful family of God's Providence House.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. As we move our look into the past, further along the timeline, take the time to walk further down the row and appreciate the surroundings. Look at the lanterns, lighting the path for the spirits to find their way. Follow them. Think of all the people that have walked this row and imagine what paths their lives were on. The lanterns have now stopped. There's a bridge. Join us there to watch our next story unfold.
We now take you to 1660. Charles II has taken back the throne, and as a result, the country has returned to its former state before the highly Protestant Oliver Cromwell. Below is the agreed-upon place for two secret lovers to meet. Neglected by her husband, Mrs. Oldfield is desperate for affection. But will her desire lead her down the wrong path?
What am I doing here? What if someone sees me? I'll be in so much trouble. What if my husband finds out? He doesn't care anyway. He doesn't love me. Why should he mind if I caught another man? He should have been there that night, not leaving me on my own in Snake in the Hand while sat at home entertaining aristocrats. Or at least their wives. He only married me for my fortune anyway, not through love. Will my husband see us from the window? Would he even pay any attention if he noticed it was me? No. He would just turn away and ignore that I was stood here alone. I can't wait for Henry to arrive. He makes me so happy. He cares so much. Where is he? There he is. Wait. Something's wrong. Why does he look like that? I'm scared. No. Stop it. Henry, stop it. Why are you doing this? You're hurting me. I thought you loved me. I thought you really cared. I loved you. I loved you so much. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
As we move forward, take a look at the beams. They say that wood is a natural material, so the echoes of people's lives are absorbed into the fibres. Every event, every conversation, every action, imprinted into the creases of the wood. Now again, turn to the other side of the rose. This black and white building is a very popular pub. You can see the seating in the windows, and just out of sight is the bar. The pub is where our tragedy continues.
The powdered wigs trend has hit Chester, and we are now at the Snake in the Hand, named as such after the crest displayed over the fireplace. This is a very exclusive pub, and only the Lords of Chester have access to the guest list. The entertainment inside is the best in Chester, from its private reserve of fine wines and spirits to the women awaiting the gentleman's company downstairs. For a small fee, of course.
As the owner of this pub, I get a lot of attention from men. They love me, and I love them. I know that some just want one night with me, but who wouldn't? Every so often, one shows more interest than usual, my favourite being John. John's been coming round here ever since his wife was murdered in the alleyway across the road. The harlot had it coming, running around with Henry behind poor John's back. If she'd been a stronger woman, like me, she would have been able to assert herself against John, and she would still be here. Now that I don't have to watch John from afar, I get him all to myself.
I hate being here, but it's the only thing getting me through the grief of losing my wife. Why didn't I just show her more attention? Now I have to spend every day just trying to drink the grief away. I can see the alleyway from up here. I can still hear her saying I love you. She's always on my mind. And now Eliza believes that I'm in love with her. She thinks I come here to see her. Truth is, I know she knew about Catherine and Henry, and I suspect she had something to do with Catherine's murder. But I need to be here, where she spent so much time before that horrible night. This is how I feel close to her. I want to do something to remember her forever. Charming Mrs. Oldfield. Everyone will know of her now. Her name will always be engraved on this window. I pray that everyone who passes through this building gets to see this, and I pray it remains for years to come.
Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
As we continue walking, follow the rows further down. We invite you to feel the path beneath you as you walk. Notice how uneven it is, and take the time to consider why, and think about the amount of people who have walked where you are walking. Now look to the side of the rows. the one next to the street, as you are arriving at a very unique area. Notice how this section is isolated. Take a second to look down between the bars. Look at the gates. It is said people were put within this as a form of punishment, a place in which objects could be thrown at them from all angles, a type of humiliation no one would want. Now carry on a little further and follow the lights. Consider the smells as you walk. What can you smell in this moment? Consider how it's changed through the years. Now consider what hasn't. Can you still smell the wood as you walk? Now, look to the other side once again, and follow the path until you look upon the house which again was marked by God. The house which has been labelled with a quote directly lifted from the Bible. "In the Lord is my strength."
In this house there are two sisters. The youngest sister demanded that their father give them money, as he would only impart money on his sons. The youngest daughter did not feel this was fair, as she had seen many a jewel she wished to have. He agreed to give a small fortune to each sister. The eldest saved her money for future endeavours. However, the youngest was more reluctant to save. She travelled to new lands in search of material goods to show off her newfound wealth. However, after losing all her money and living in the slums for months, she returned and pleaded with her father to forgive her, and he welcomed her back with open arms. This enraged the eldest sister, and she sought revenge. In a spiteful rage, the eldest sister awoke and tipped a small dose of cyanide into her sister's morning tea. Due to this tragic mark in history, the eldest sister's spirit is doomed to live eternity on Watergate Row. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
We have now arrived at the final part of the row. Notice the low beam in front of you. Feel free to touch it as you crouch beneath it, and think about how this beam is connecting you with the past in this moment. Because, as was previously mentioned, wood has properties that retains memories of the past. Look at the building that surrounds you and think about the secrets held within its walls and floors. Stop for a moment and immerse yourself. Take in the smells and listen to the sounds of the street below. Take a moment to think about the paths trodden through this street and think of the people. Think of their stories. Think of the years this street has survived. Think of the future and where the city will be. You are currently stood on the least restored row in Chester. Think about what that means. How this is the original wood and stone used to build this amazing street. Now, look at the current state of the building. The floors are sunk and worn, and the wood is old and damaged. Consider, how will it stand the test of time?
Now think of the present day. Look to the streets, at the shops that now stand in the place of people's homes and old establishments. Look at the people walking down the street, unaware of the rich history and stories that have kept Chester beating. Watch them as they live their lives. What are they doing? Where are they going? What is their story? What secrets have they hidden in their past? How will they stand against the test of time? What is held in their future?
Now I lay thee down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray to God my soul to take. If I should live for other days, I pray the Lord to guide my ways. Further unto thee I pray, thou hast guarded me all day. Safe I am while in thy sight, safely let me sleep tonight. Bless my friends, the whole world bless, help me to learn helpfulness. Keep me every in my sight, so to all I say good night.